Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Shalini and I am a data privacy professional. As I recently cleared CIPP exam. CIPP is an examination which is actually provided by IAPP. It is a well recognized certification of Europe. However, we can also do other certifications like CIPP US and other CIPP certifications also. There is one very good certification which have just come up, which is AIGP, which is AI Governance Professional. So all of these certifications provided by IAPP have a very strong relevance and very strong value in the market. If you have the CIPP certification, you are treated as a good privacy professional and you should be treated like, okay, you know privacy. However, there are some other views also that doing a certification and having the practical knowledge of privacy, how to solve the questions of privacy, or how to solve the situations whatever come up in privacy related to your company is way different from each other. However, if we actually opt for privacy certification, we can make sure that okay, now we know something about privacy and we are actually familiar with all the relevant terms of the privacy also. So in this video, what I am going to do, since I have recently cleared my CIPP, so I know that how tough this exam is. I won't say that this exam is easy. I know previously 1 year before, 2 year before, this exam was quite easy, but now, no, this is not easy. The examiner is gonna play with your mind. The examiner is gonna play with your brain at that point of time because the questions look similar to the question banks, the answers look similar to the answer banks, and they are gonna shuffle the whole scenario, the whole situation out there. So this video is going to be very relevant, very comprehensive. In this video, I'm going to talk about that what kind of resources I used. I'm also going to share you few of the resources in the description box below. So you can reach out to my LinkedIn also if you want to have any kind of resources to prepare for your CIPP exam. Also, in this video, I'm going to talk about the mindset because mindset is everything. So what mindset you should be having while preparing the certification, and then what mindset you should be having after while you are actually appearing for this examination. Then I am going to talk about how to read the GDPR text because very important thing apart from the CIPP textbook which I am going to talk about, the GDPR articles, the GDPR recitals have the utmost relevance while you are appearing for CIPP exam. And then I'm going to talk about few things, which is how much time I took to clear the exam, and then I'm also talk about that how much time you can take to clear your exam if you are a working professional or if you're a student, both. Okay, so apart from that, I also want to talk about what are the things which you should not do while appearing for this certification. Okay, it should be a very comprehensive video. So let's start with the material I used. Look, first and foremost, if you are thorough with your GDPR, if you know that what article says, what recital says, then you should say that okay, your 80% preparation is done. Okay, for your GDPR text, for your GDPR recital, I have made a whole different video on GDPR, so you can definitely check out that video. I am also linking this video in the description box below. This video is actually very helpful for a lot of people. I got a lot of comments on my LinkedIn, a lot of messages on my LinkedIn that Shalini, this video is actually helping out us. So I'll try to make a lot of other videos also on the GDPR, on the interpretation of the GDPR. So you are sorted here. And if you have any issue, okay, if you have any doubt in interpreting any article of GDPR, any recital of GDPR, you can directly reach out to my LinkedIn and I'm going to answer you and I'm going to send you a voice clip of okay, this is how it means and how it can also be implemented practically if you want to know. Okay, then the another thing is always refer the CIPP textbook, IAPP. You know, the first starting 3 chapters, very bad chapters, historical context, etc. But if you are thorough with these chapters, those are like, you know, the gold mines from the IPP exam because you can score 100 out of 100 in that particular thing. So what I did was I basically prepared notes, shorthand notes for those 3 chapters because those chapters are very bad. So you can reach out to my LinkedIn and I can share the notes directly with you. These notes are literally the gold mine. All of the questions were from that notes only. Because obviously, from where that will come? I have prepared notes from those 3 chapters. I've covered everything from those 3 chapters. So it will come from there only. I'm not leaking any exam. But the notes are very comprehensive. So the 3 chapters are there. Then you will see in the CIPP book, there is few chapters. So for example, outsourcing chapter, direct marketing chapter. These 2 chapters are like that, which is not in the GDPR. Which recitals don't talk about, which GDPR don't talk about, like how do you treat email, how do you treat postal messages. So for these things you have to refer to the IPP book specifically. Okay, you can also make notes. I suggest, so there are 18 chapters, all right, there are 18 chapters. What I suggest and what is my way of understanding or reading things is, I will make brief of those 18 chapters, one pager brief in my notebook, that okay, this is the context of this chapter, these are the important points which this chapter talks about, and then before the exam I would just revise that particular brief of 18 pages and I'll just go for the exam. Done. I'll also read GDPR, I'll also read GDPR articles, I'll also read GDPR recitals, but those briefs of the chapter, no, this helps out in understanding the context, and this also helps out that where you should think in the exam. Okay, the direction of thinking is also very important. Then the question papers. Okay, the question papers, look, there is one question paper available in the Amazon which is Majid Hatman. Very difficult. Don't try to do it in the first place. You will be very underconfident. I was crying when when I solved that paper, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail this exam. So this Majid exam is good. It tests you well, but you only appear for this particular question paper after you have completed 2-3 more question paper. Only then go for that. Then I also appeared for this Jasper Jacobs question paper. I will link down both of the question papers below in the description box. Apart from that, I have the repository of around 1,000 questions, and among that, there is one book with me, which is IPP glossary kind of, a book kind of thing, having 155 pages book, and that book covers almost all the questions. So there are a lot of questions which are repetitive in nature. So this is the trick. While the questions are repetitive in nature, while the answers also seem like repetitive in nature, but they are not. I have talked to one of the friend of mine who basically help out in the IPP setting up of examination, and what he said, I know, Shalini, how many question papers are floating around in the market. So what we do, we play a game, we change the scenario, we keep everything similar. If A is a processor, C is a controller, all of these things are similar, but the situation will be changed. Or the answers like A, B, C, D options are same. You would say it is same, but the answer would be different. Like if you select B, the answer is not B, the answer is C. So, they will just change the question scenario every now and then. So that's why I would say that this exam is now hard. This exam is now tricky also. Then, what about the other material I also used? I actually forgot to tell you that the EDPB guideline is one thing which is very important, very interesting. So you can read a lot of EDPB guideline like controller processor, privacy by design, territorial scope. I'll link down all of the links of the EDPB guideline which I referred in the description box below. It is very helpful, and if you read all of the EDPB guidelines, I can tell you that the exam is very simple for you, because in EDPB guideline you will see a lot of examples, and all of the examples are very much similar to the question paper, to the questions in the exam. I actually prepared a glossary kind of thing of all the case laws in the book. Okay, this is easy, but not at all easy for those who do not want to refer the book, obviously. But I have read the book a lot of times, and that's why I prepared the glossary kind of thing of all the case laws. So reading case laws is very important. I understand there is one case, Planet 49 case, a lot of questions were from the same case. I was like, oh my god. So okay, and what should be the mindset? Now let's talk about the mindset. You should be very clear conceptually. If you are clear conceptually, or if you have the working knowledge of privacy, if you are working in any consulting organization, or if you are working in any multinational company where you are dealing with these kind of scenarios in your daily lives, it is very easy for you. Okay, you should be having a very positive mindset, and you should be having the mindset of a data protection officer, the DPO mindset, because a lot of scenario based question gonna be asked in the exam. So all of the scenario based question would be like, what you would do if you were a DPO. The time taken should be like, it's good if you prepare 2 hours or 3 hours a day. Consistent study, nothing can beat the consistent study. However, I was not at all consistent. So that's why it took me 6 months, 7 months. However, if you are consistent, and if you are reading a lot of privacy papers, privacy newsletters, if you are reading a lot of EDPB guidelines, your mindset will gonna frame like that. And that's all. I think so. All of the things I have covered. This is such a heart-to-heart conversation with you all, that how I cleared CIPP. So that's it. I hope you figured out few of the things. I hope you have a little motivation. And that's it. So let's just recap the whole video. First of all, you should be thorough with the GDPR articles and the GDPR recitals. If you are not able to understand it, you can watch my video, which is in the description box below. Second thing is that you do not skip the CIPP ebook, which is IIPP textbook, and you should make a brief of 1 page or 1.5 page, like 18 chapters, then 18 pages brief of what this chapter talks about. What are the controller's responsibility? What are the processor's responsibility? How will controller act on this? How will processor act on this? So all of these things you have to make it very clear. Third thing is that do not try to skip the EDPB guideline. Think from that perspective. You are gonna be a data protection officer. And the EDPB guidelines you should be, referring in your daily lives. Oh, this is the scenario. EDPB guideline of this year says this. Right? So you should not refrain from reading the EDPB guideline in the first place. Then solve a lot of question papers. Then question papers, EDPB guidelines, CIPP text. So this is very much okay. And yes, case laws. Case laws. So prepare a list of case laws. I have prepared one, and also prepare the notes for the first 3 chapters, because these 3 chapters are very confusing. And if you have prepared the notes and if you are revising it on your daily basis, then I think so it is very easy for you to clear this examination. Very long video, but I think so it should be helpful for you all. Thank you so much, and bye.